A deadly weekend on Lake Michigan has torn one family apart. A 27-year-old woman died Saturday after she fell off a boat. Her mother told our Sade Gray this is a tragic reminder of the importance of life jackets.
I wouldn't wish this type of pain on any parent. Oh my gosh.
Fighting back tears, Kizzy Wells says her daughter, 27-year-old Zahrie Walls, stole her heart, and now she is in pain.
It doesn't feel good.
Now this is me making my car video showing y'all how the fuck I look, and then I had to stop at Hair by Honey to get my hair cut and styled. Now I ain't even gonna lie, I did have to tell Honey like I want layers all the way through. I'm not one of the girls that's scared to cut my motherfucking hair. So go for her content, and I ain't even gonna lie, I loved how she was directing me. Just look at that little finger finna just fly across the camera. She telling me to turn around, do this and do that while I'm over there feeling like stay on. She talking about some look back. I have to do it. You see that big ass fatty behind me?
4, 3, 2, 1.
On June 21st, 2025, a 27-year-old woman fell from a boat into Lake Michigan near Navy Pier. She was later identified as Zahrie Walls. The incident occurred during Black Yacht Weekend, an unofficial boating event in Chicago that attracts large crowds, loud music, and high boat traffic. According to reports, Walls was on a recreational boat when she entered the water. Emergency calls were made. Divers were deployed. She was pulled from the lake unresponsive. Paramedics transported her to Northwestern Memorial Hospital. She was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Walls was not a random individual. She owned a hair salon in Chicago and had a large online following. She had no prior record of criminal activity or known medical conditions that would suggest sudden collapse. Her presence at the lake was described as a last-minute decision. There were no reports of foul play at the scene. No suspects were detained. The Chicago Police Department stated that the investigation was ongoing. No final autopsy or toxicology report has been made public at the time of this report. The boat she was on has not been identified by name. The number of people on board has not been confirmed. No witness has given a full statement describing the exact moment she fell. Weather records from that day show high temperatures, strong winds, and active water currents. There is no available video evidence showing the incident. This case raises several questions. Was safety equipment in use? Were boating laws followed? What was the condition of the vessel? Did any actions lead directly or indirectly to her fall? Welcome to True Crime Unmasked. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. The show where we uncovers the disturbing crimes tearing communities apart and the haunting truths hidden behind closed doors. These are real stories, real individuals, real consequences. Stay tuned for more captivating stories. Now let's dive in.
Oh, you guys are coming out for my baby. I knew she was special when I first gave birth to her. I was only 19 years old. I just knew I didn't want my baby to struggle the way I did. I supported her in every way. She left a legacy. At 27 years old.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
She only had the opportunity to be 27 years old for 3 months. I'm trying not to question God, but it hurts so bad. But I know one thing, my baby loved me.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Yes. My baby loved me, and she knew I loved her.
Zahrie Walls, widely known by her professional nickname Z Money, was a 27-year-old woman based in Chicago, Illinois. She was recognized in the city's beauty industry as a celebrity hairstylist and successful entrepreneur. Zahrie owned and managed a salon named Z the Stylist Suites, which operated in the Chicago Lawn area on the west side of the city. Her business attracted a steady stream of clients due to her fast work, reputation for quality, and strong branding across social media platforms. She built her clientele through word-of-mouth consistency and active online marketing. Her salon was described as fast-paced, efficient, and always booked. According to local business records and multiple client testimonials online, Zahrie was highly productive, often handling up to 10 to 12 clients in a single day. This volume of work made her stand out among her peers, and it contributed to the steady growth of her personal brand. Zahrie maintained a large digital footprint. She had nearly 80,000 followers on Instagram, where she showcased her styling work, posted before and after transformations, shared appointment openings, and occasionally included motivational business tips. She positioned herself not just as a stylist, but also as an influencer and business figure in her community. Her online presence was consistent and strategic, with posts designed to promote her services while building trust with followers. In terms of lifestyle, Zahrie kept a low personal profile. Her public appearances and social activity were limited. She rarely partied, avoided unnecessary media attention, and stayed focused on her business. People who knew her described her as someone who worked long hours, kept her circle small, and avoided high-risk situations. She was a daughter and sister, maintaining close family ties. Her decision-making patterns were built around stability and goal-setting, which contributed to her professional success. Zahrie grew up in the west side of Chicago, specifically in the neighborhood of North Lawndale. This area has a mix of residential and business activity and is known for producing many small business owners and service professionals. As a local figure, she contributed to the city's image of entrepreneurship among young adults. Her salon served a wide range of clients, including regular walk-ins, local celebrities, influencers, and returning customers who valued fast service and consistency. One significant aspect of her background was her connection to Kenneka Jenkins, a name widely recognized due to a high-profile case from 2017. Kenneka Jenkins, Zahrie's best friend from high school, was found dead inside a freezer at a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. That incident gained national attention due to unclear surveillance footage, unanswered questions, and public speculation about the events leading to her death. Zahrie and Kenneka were close during their teenage years, and Zahrie kept a tattoo in Kenneka's memory, which was visible in several of her social media photos. The connection between the two women created added interest in Zahrie's story. Though there is no documented evidence of a link between Kenneka's case and Zahrie's death, the public drew comparisons due to the emotional and visual ties between friends. Both cases involved young black women who died under sudden and unexpected circumstances in environments associated with social gatherings. One in a hotel party, the other during a boat ride. On Saturday, June 21st, 2025, Chicago experienced one of the hottest days of the year. The heat index rose above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, prompting thousands of people to seek relief near water bodies. One of the busiest locations that day was Lake Michigan, particularly around Navy Pier, a popular recreational hub in downtown Chicago. The combination of high temperatures, sunshine, and weekend timing created ideal conditions for outdoor water activities. At the same time, an unofficial event called Black Yacht Weekend was taking place. This annual gathering, while not formally sanctioned by any city authority, is widely known for its large crowds, recreational boating, loud music, and alcohol consumption. The event often draws influencers, business owners, and social media personalities who rent private boats and gather in large groups along the water for day-long celebrations. The result was heavy boat traffic, limited docking space, and a chaotic environment on the lake. Among those attending the festivities on June 21st was 27-year-old Zahrie Walls, a well-known hairstylist and salon owner from Chicago. According to information from her family, Zahrie did not typically engage in social events of this nature. She was widely known for her focus on work and commitment to her business. Her mother, Zahrie Walls, stated in interviews that Zahrie was always booked with clients and rarely took time off to relax or socialize. However, on this particular Saturday, Zahrie made a last-minute decision to join friends on a boat ride. The outing was not pre-planned. Based on available reports, she received an invitation and chose to attend, likely as a short break from her demanding routine. Her mother expressed surprise, stating that it was out of character for her daughter to participate in such an event. There were no known issues leading up to the outing. Zahrie was not reported to be under stress, ill, or dealing with any personal matters. Her social media activity on that day was minimal. No unusual behavior was observed or reported by those who saw her prior to the boating trip. She appeared in good spirits and was dressed appropriately for the hot weather and the lake environment. 4:30 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. Multiple witnesses confirmed that Zahrie was seen on a boat participating in the Black Yacht Weekend celebration during this time frame. The boat was described as crowded. It was carrying several people, with loud music playing and drinks being shared. The vessel was among many others floating near Navy Pier. Video footage captured from nearby boats and shoreline cameras showed that there was considerable movement and activity around her boat. It was a high-energy setting with limited personal space. Zahrie was not wearing a life jacket. It is unclear whether life jackets were offered or available on the boat. Under Illinois law, adults are not legally required to wear a life jacket, while on a recreational vessel, those safety officials strongly recommend it. According to emergency service reports and statements from eyewitnesses, Zahrie fell into the water at approximately 5:15 p.m. The exact cause of the fall remains unclear. There was no official indication of fight, collision, or jump. Some reports suggest she may have slipped or lost balance due to crowding or boat movement. It is not confirmed whether she was sitting or standing at the time of the incident. No one reported pushing or physical altercation. Once in the water, she reportedly struggled to stay afloat. The lake currents near Navy Pier can be deceptive and strong, even on calm days. The water depth and wave patterns in that area are known to pose risks, especially to individuals without flotation devices. Witnesses on the boat and nearby vessels raised alarms. Several people attempted to assist, throwing flotation devices into the water. Others called 911. Emergency dispatchers received multiple calls reporting a woman overboard near Navy Pier. The Chicago Fire Department's Marine unit was dispatched to the scene. Their rescue divers arrived within minutes and entered the water. Divers performed a targeted underwater search based on the last known position. Due to the crowded nature of the lake and the urgency of the situation, the rescue was time-sensitive. At approximately 5:30 p.m., Zahrie was pulled from the water unresponsive. Emergency responders began immediate CPR on the boat and continued while transporting her to the ambulance. The decision was made to rush her to the nearest trauma center, Northwestern Memorial Hospital, which is located roughly 10 minutes away from the Navy Pier area by ambulance. Despite resuscitation attempts en route and further medical intervention upon arrival, Zahrie Walls was pronounced dead shortly after being admitted to the emergency department. No official time of death was made public, but it occurred within a short window following the rescue, likely between 5:45 and 6 p.m. Based on early observations and the lack of any physical injuries suggesting struggle or trauma, the death was ruled a possible accidental drowning. There were no immediate indicators of assault, weapon use, or forced contact, leading investigators to treat the case as non-criminal unless new evidence emerged. An autopsy was performed by the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. The report confirmed that the primary cause of death was drowning. However, the full report would not be finalized until toxicology results were completed. These results would reveal whether alcohol or other substances were present in her system at the time of death. As of the time of reporting, those toxicology findings were still pending. Police confirmed that no suspects were identified and no arrests were made in connection with the incident. The investigation did not indicate that anyone on the boat was being treated as a person of interest. Officials said that everyone present during the incident was cooperative during questioning. Eyewitness accounts were inconsistent. Some people said they saw Zahrie standing near the edge of the boat shortly before she fell. Others claimed she was dancing and slipped. No clear footage or definitive statement confirmed exactly how she entered the water. Because of the large number of people and loud music, many on nearby boats did not realize what had happened until emergency sirens arrived. Following the announcement of her death, the city of Chicago's West Side community responded quickly. On the night of June 22nd, a candlelight vigil was held in her memory. The gathering took place outside her salon, the Stylist Suites, where clients, family members, and neighbors came to pay their respects. Participants lit candles, placed flowers, and displayed pictures of Zahrie on a memorial board. Some attendees wore shirts printed with her nickname, Z Money. Local news stations covered the event, interviewing friends who described her professional reputation and long work hours. Several high-profile hairstylists and influencers from Chicago's beauty industry shared tributes online. Some posted videos showing their previous appointments with Zahrie, while others posted photos taken with her at events. Her large social media following contributed to widespread online mourning. Users from across the country, many of whom had never met her, posted condolences and used hashtags to join the conversation. The online discussions went beyond mourning. Many users raised concerns about water safety, especially during popular boating events like Black Yacht Weekend. Some pointed out the lack of mandatory life jacket use and the absence of lifeguard patrols in crowded areas like Navy Pier. Others criticized the general lack of public awareness about dangerous lake currents, especially on windy days. The hashtag Lake Michigan Safety began trending as users demanded that the city implement stricter boating regulations. Several pointed to the large number of water-related emergencies that occurred that same weekend. The Chicago Fire Department responded to over 90 incidents, including multiple drownings and heat-related collapses. Zahrie's death also triggered a resurfacing of public memories of another tragedy, the 2017 death of her close friend, Kenneka Jenkins. Jenkins, at 19 years old, was found dead in the freezer of a Rosemont hotel. Her case drew national media coverage and widespread suspicion due to inconsistent surveillance footage and unusual circumstances. Zahrie had publicly shared her grief over Kenneka's death in the past, even getting a tattoo in her memory. When news of Zahrie's own death broke, some users began comparing the two cases, using hashtags like #NotAgain and #Kenneka and Zahrie. Many said it was a strange coincidence that both young women had died under unclear circumstances. However, police authorities made it clear that there was no connection between the two cases. Investigators from both the Jenkins and Walls cases had confirmed that the deaths were separate incidents, occurring years apart under very different conditions. Still, the public's emotional memory of Jenkins' case made Zahrie's death more alarming to many viewers, even without evidence of foul play. Local officials, including representatives from the Chicago Park District and the U.S. Coast Guard, reminded the public that Lake Michigan is not a safe recreational area without the proper precautions. They emphasized the need for life jackets, boating licenses, and training in how to handle strong water currents. Despite these statements, many community members said that basic rules are not enforced during large events like Black Yacht Weekend. Boats are often rented without safety briefings, and party-goers frequently drink alcohol while on the water. Several called for stricter rules, routine checks, and greater police presence near the lake during high-traffic weekends. Lake Michigan is one of the 5 Great Lakes in North America. It looks peaceful, especially during summer, but many people do not realize how dangerous it can be. Every year, people lose their lives in the lake, and many of these deaths happen in the same areas and for the same reasons. One of the most dangerous spots is near Navy Pier in Chicago. One of the main issues during boating or recreational activities on Lake Michigan is the lack of life jackets. Many people who go boating do not wear life jackets. Some boats carry them on board, but they are often stored out of reach. Others do not carry enough life jackets for all passengers. This becomes a serious problem if someone accidentally falls into the water. According to the U.S. Coast Guard, life jackets can significantly reduce the risk of drowning. In most fatal drownings, the victims were not wearing any flotation devices. Wearing a life jacket does not guarantee survival, but it increases the chances of staying afloat until help arrives. In the case of Zahrie Walls, there is no record showing she wore a life jacket. Witnesses said she fell into the water unexpectedly. Once someone is in the water without support, it becomes hard to stay afloat, especially if they panic or are not strong swimmers. Life jackets can make a major difference, especially in a crowded event like Black Yacht Weekend, where rescue access is limited. Another issue is the strong undercurrents near Navy Pier. This area is known for its unpredictable water movement. Even if the lake looks calm on the surface, the currents below can be powerful and fast. These undercurrents can pull even experienced swimmers away from the boat or shore within seconds. Currents in this area can change direction suddenly. Sometimes they are affected by nearby boats, wind, or other water activity. People swimming or falling overboard might not realize they're being dragged underwater until it's too late. Divers have explained that these conditions make it hard to locate or rescue victims quickly. This may have played a role in Zahrie Walls' death. When she fell into the lake, emergency services were contacted immediately. However, it still took time for divers to find her, pull her out, and get her to the hospital. During that period, the strong currents may have already caused major damage by holding her underwater or moving her body out of reach. Many people view Lake Michigan as a safe place to relax. They treat it like a swimming pool. Some believe that because it's not an ocean, it's harmless. But that belief is dangerous. Lake Michigan has waves, tides, and dangerous currents just like larger bodies of water. Another problem is that many partygoers and boat owners do not have formal training in water safety or emergency response. They are not taught how to act when someone falls into the lake. They also may not have the right equipment to rescue someone. This is especially risky during events like Black Yacht Weekend, where many people are drinking, dancing, and walking around on moving boats. A sudden shift in balance or a slip on a wet deck can result in someone falling overboard. Without safety precautions, such a fall can turn deadly in minutes. Zahrie Walls was not the first person to drown during a summer weekend on Lake Michigan. Similar cases have occurred year after year. When the weather gets hot, people rush to the lake to cool off. As more people get in the water or onto boats, the risk increases. The Chicago Fire Department often receives dozens of calls during such weekends for water rescues. Many of these calls involve people who are missing unconscious or already dead by the time responders arrive. Despite these numbers, some people still take the risk lightly. In June and July alone, several drownings are recorded along Chicago's lakefront. Most of the victims are young adults. Many are involved in unsupervised events with alcohol, no safety gear, and no lifeguards present. Even when warnings are issued, they are often ignored. After Zahrie's death, the city of Chicago and water safety officials issued public statements. They reminded citizens of the dangers of swimming or boating without preparation. They advised everyone to wear life jackets, avoid alcohol near water, and follow boat safety rules. However, there have been no major enforcement changes. Safety reminders are posted online or on signs, but enforcement on the water is limited. Most boat rides during busy weekends go unchecked. There are not enough officers to inspect every vessel or make sure safety equipment is available and used. After the death of Zahrie Walls, her mother, Zahrie Walls, spoke to media. She gave clear statements about her daughter's lifestyle and work ethic. Her reaction was shared by many in the community who saw Zahrie as a role model. Zahrie explained that her daughter didn't go out often. She stayed focused on her business. Zahrie owned her own salon and handled up to 10 to 12 hair appointments a day. She built a name for herself in Chicago's beauty industry and gained thousands of followers online. Her hard work made her one of the most recognized hairstylists in the area. Her mother said the boat outing that day was unusual. Zahrie was not someone who partied often. The trip to the lake was a rare break from her regular schedule. Her mother believed Zahrie only wanted to relax for a few hours. That made the tragedy even more painful and unexpected. Zahrie called her daughter a hard-working woman who deserved more time. She believed that Zahrie had much more to give. Her business was growing, her reputation was strong, and she was becoming a mentor to other young stylists. Her death, in her mother's view, came at a time when her future was just getting brighter. This comment was not emotional. It was a reflection of Zahrie's public record. Her client list, her work ethic, and her salon operations showed that she was committed to her career and her goals. She was not involved in reckless behavior, and she avoided unnecessary risks. If this story touched you deeply and made you question what's real, be sure to tap the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. For more gripping true crime stories that unravel the hidden truths behind heartbreaking cases, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest episodes, investigations, and powerful conversations. Thank you for joining us on this journey to uncover the truth and fight for justice. Together, we can shine a light where it's needed most. Stay safe, stay alert, and we'll see you in the next story.